Ezra speaking. Oh, adventures with his family he's seeking. Reporting weather, telling stories wherever he goes. It's the Ezra Speaking Show. Yay!
Hello, Ezra speaking here. My next guest's career has spanned more than 3 decades and the most awarded artist in Christian music history with 60 GMA Dove Awards, 5 Grammy Awards, a historic 50 #1 singles, and he has sold more than 17 million albums. 10 of those albums are certified gold or platinum. Please welcome the one and only Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Thank you, Ezra.
How you doing?
What an amazing intro. That was so well done. I've had that intro given for me many times. I don't think anybody's ever done it as good. Certainly not better than you. So
Thank you.
Good job, bro.
I love your glasses.
Thank you. I love yours too. They're
Thank
very
you.
cool. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chapman, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. I think both of us are getting over a little bit of a cold. I heard you coughing, and I've had one as well because it's going around. Everybody's getting it. But I'm right on the tail end of mine, thankfully, because I'm doing a concert tonight. First of 4 concerts in a row. So I feel like my voice and all of my stuff is finally clearing up. So I'm doing good, buddy. Doing good.
Thanks so much for being here today. You have collaborated with and had songs recorded by artists such as Amy Grant, Casting Crowns, CeCe Winans, and others. Who is on your collaboration bucket still?
Oh, that's a good question. Collaboration bucket list. You know, how about let's go with Bruce Springsteen. That'd be cool.
I haven't heard of him before.
You heard of him before. He's pretty cool. He's not in gospel music, Christian music, but I love his music, and he's a legend. So he would be one guy. Man, you know, Ezra, I have been so blessed. I really have to get to do collaborations and work with people. Ricky Skaggs is another guy that I loved as a kid growing up, being a huge fan, and I've actually gotten to do stuff with him. So I've had a chance to do a lot of things with a lot of people. Most everybody I can think of that I would want to, but there are a few still out there. Like I say, you know, the legends, guys like, you know, Springsteen or Coldplay, that'd be fun. U2, let's go to the, you know, if we're going big, let's go big, you know, something like that.
Well, my dream collaboration is Dolly Parton.
Come
you
on.
know her people?
You know, I might know. I don't know her people. I've met Dolly a couple of times actually. She's given me some of those awards you mentioned earlier, the Dove Awards. She gave me one year, presented it to me, and so I have a picture of me shaking her hand and getting my picture with her and all that, which was very cool. And she was very sweet. She is a great artist, and actually, I would be into doing that too. So maybe we could do like a 3-way collaboration.
Trio.
The trio, you like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra, SCC, and Dolly. I like it. Let's go for it.
Late last year, you were inducted as a member of the Grand Ole Opry, the first Christian artist in history. Congratulations. What was that experience like?
Well, it was amazing. So when I was about your age, you are, how old are you now?
9.
9, okay. When I was 9 years old, I would listen to the Grand Ole Opry with my dad, because he was a big fan. And you could pick it up on the radio, because it's always been a radio show, like a live radio show. And he had grown up listening to it and loved it. And that was his dream to someday be a performer on the Grand Ole Opry. My dad was a great musician, a great singer, and a great songwriter. But he didn't pursue that dream, partly because of his faith. Once he really started to get serious about his relationship with Jesus and his faith as a Christian, he realized chasing that dream was going to keep him from being able to be with his family at home. And so he laid that dream down. But what was really cool about it is that because I grew up singing with my dad in my church with my family, then all these years later, I get to be on the Grand Ole Opry and get invited to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry. And my dad is still, thankfully, living and came and my mom and my brother and my whole family was there to celebrate with me. And so I got to bring my dad out on stage at the Grand Ole Opry to sing with me.
That was...
So even though he didn't make it when he was younger, he made it to the Grand Ole Opry with me, with his son. So that was just super cool. That was probably the coolest thing about the whole experience for me.
That's sweet. Well, how do you balance being humble and being awesome?
Well, I mean, how do you do it? Because clearly you're awesome at this, but you're humble too. You know what? I love it. What a fun question. I would say that there's a great verse in the Bible that has been kind of a theme verse for my life and for me. And it says that God gives grace to the humble. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So like, you know, God, when someone is prideful and proud, it's like God, you know, it separates them from God, and he can't be close to them because of their pride. But then it says he gives grace to the humble. And when I was even younger, I always thought, man, I don't want God resisting me. I want his grace in my life, whatever I do. And so I really want to stay in that place of being humble. And really, if we just keep remembering every gift that we have, I mean, you're good at this. You're really good at this. You wouldn't be doing this if you weren't. And you're going to get better and better. So always remember that this gift that you have of just your personality and ability to do it, that didn't just come from us. That came from God. He gave it to us. He gave whatever gift. If it's music, whatever it is. Athletes, you know, the best athletes are the ones that go, man, this is all a gift from God. I know that. So that keeps us humble if we just keep remembering that, you know. And I think the more we remember that, sometimes that even helps us be better at what we do because we know where it comes from. You know? Anyway.
That's sweet.
Cool. Makes sense?
Yeah, mostly. Thank you. Words of wisdom right here. Just this month, you released a brand new song, Forever the Love of My Life, a Valentine's Day song, released for your wife, Mary Beth. That is great. You guys have been married coming up on 41 years.
Yep.
What's a good piece of advice you give to a young couple?
40 years and going, like you said, on 41. And the advice, I just gave it to some friends yesterday that I was spending some time with some young married guys who had only been married about 2-3 years. They said, how do you stay married 40 years? And I said to them what I say to so many people, again, going back to a Bible verse, because for me, that's the best place to go, is to the Bible. It's been around a lot longer than any other book or anything anybody else can tell us. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, bear with one another in love. And another verse that says, love bears all things. Well, that word bearing with means that you have to understand and keep loving someone even when you're different, even when they don't do everything the way you would do it, and you don't do everything the way they would do it. You don't agree on everything, but you choose to keep loving each other even with that. And my wife and I are a lot different in a lot of ways. We got married, we didn't think so, but quickly we learned that we had a lot of differences, but just continuing to love each other and to realize that even those things that are so different actually can make you better and stronger if you just keep working at and keep loving each other, even when you don't always agree. That's really been important for us, and that's helped us through the years a lot. And here we are, 40 years later, still going.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
What else you got, Ezra?
Well, let's go back to those number ones for a moment.
Okay.
You recently celebrated your 50th number one song on the radio. That is nearly unimaginable. What is your favorite number one?
Favorite number one? Okay, so here's the thing about songs. I've said this before, but see if this makes sense to you. So songs are kind of like, a lot of songwriters say songs are like your babies, like your children. And you love all your children the same, even though sometimes some of them do better make you happier than others. Sometimes some can make you unhappy. But even through all of that, you're like, but I love all of my children the same. Well, songs are kind of like that. They come from different experiences in your life, good things, hard things, whatever. So it's hard to pick a song and say that's my favorite because you feel like you're leaving out the others and they're all favorites. But here's the thing, when I get asked that question, I usually say, if I could only pick one of my songs, there's one song, and it was early in my career. It was a song called "My Redeemer is Faithful and True," and it's not necessarily the best song I feel like I ever wrote or the most creative or whatever, but it is a song because of the message of it, that God is faithful and He's been faithful in my life. That kind of sums up all my other songs. Like all of my songs come from that truth. So I've always said if I could only sing one of them, that's probably the one I would pick, if that makes sense. So
yes.
We'll go with that.
Well, here's the thing. If you could go back and tell this man something,
That
what would you
guy,
say?
that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that guy in a while. I would tell him that he should go ahead and get his hair cut, for number one, because even though it looks cool right now in 1988, it's going to look kind of, not as cool in a few years. But then I would probably say, but hey, hold on to it because it'll come back around. And in 2025, there will be kids wearing mullets again. Do you see kids with hair like that? I see them now a lot. They start wearing hair long in the back. Anyway, that'd be the first thing. Maybe go ahead and get your hair cut. And then I would just say, man, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be better than you could have imagined. It's going to be harder than you could imagine. Just stay close to Jesus, and you're going to be fine.
Well, that's special for sure. Well, let's do something real quick before we have to head out of here.
All right,
but it's time for the Steven Curtis Chapman Speed Round.
Oh,
everybody.
boy, the speed round.
So let's just do some fun things, fun questions.
You got it.
Do it as fast as
Oh, boy. I'm not good at fast, but I'm going to try.
What is your favorite board game?
Monopoly.
Yes. What is your favorite candy?
Peanut M&Ms.
Let's see. What is your favorite meal?
Meal? I'm going to go with cheeseburgers.
Ooh, I love those. What is your favorite, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Tim Timmons and Sanctus even said that.
Dogs?
Dogs.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of guys that love cats.
What's your favorite fruit?
Apple.
What's your favorite sport?
Football.
Ooh, I love football.
You love football? Yes.
What is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, all time, is a movie called Chariots of Fire. It was an old movie, long before you were even born. But it's a cool movie about a runner, Olympic runner.
It's cool. What is your favorite flower?
Ooh, flower rose. Just gave my wife some roses for Valentine's Day.
What is your favorite dessert?
Oh, all of them. Every imaginable dessert in the world. I love dessert. just bring me all. No, probably if I had to pick one though, let's go with chocolate cake.
I love chocolate cake.
Do you?
Now, sadly, we are at time.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Steven Curtis Chapman, for hanging out with me for a few minutes today. Please follow him on Instagram and Facebook, as well as me, Ezra Speaking. Also, check out Steven Curtis Chapman and click tour, and go see him in concert near you. You will be blessed. It's going to be an amazing concert. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Ezra. Great job, buddy. Amazing.
My Redeemer is faithful and true. Jesus is faithful